Hello and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast. I am your host, Ron Tate, and adjusting the microphones is my co-host.
And hopefully there wasn't all this banging noise, but anyway, yes, it is Isabel.
Isabel.
I'm not just a host, I'm a technical expert on podcasting.
You are clearly.
Clearly.
Yes.
Yes. And here we are again.
For another week, another glorious week of running.
Has it been?
Yes, it has actually.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
I haven't been rained on once this week.
And to be fair, I'm looking out the window and it's blue sky, and that's always a good thing.
Yes.
Always,
Yes.
always. So, update time. We need like a
What?
musical
Yes.
bit so people know, like the news, do 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 do. But
Update, update.
yes,
So, what have we done since last week?
we have done so much. We have been like, whoo,
We went to Ballarat.
yeah,
Yay.
the excitement capital of Australia. And no, it's just the cold one of
Oh,
Victoria. Oh my
was
God,
it cold?
far right, Brussels Sprite.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a cold weekend, but in when Ballarat would probably, other than being up in the Highlands, um,
The Highlands, where are the Highlands?
well, Mount Buller, Mount Hotham, like
So that's not the
Alpine,
Highlands, that's the Alpine.
Alpine region. Okay. Um,
I think you're getting
other,
confused with what we did on the
yes,
weekend.
other than being up there, Ballarat would probably have to be the coldest place
The
in
high
Victoria.
country, not the Highlands. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, yes. And yes, but that's all right. That's okay.
We went to Ballarat for a Scottish experience, and we got the full Scottish
We did
experience
with the shit
with the
weather.
weather. We did our long run on Saturday. We did get rain. We got cold wind, like cold bitter
Oh,
wind,
bitter wind. And
and then we got 5 minutes later sunshine.
yeah, so it did feel like Scotland, where it was like, four seasons every 5 minutes at
Yeah.
Scotland. But we just didn't get the snow.
No, we didn't get
We
any
didn't get
snow.
snow in Scotland either, to be fair. So it
Oh,
felt pretty
yes.
close.
We did get snow when we were at the top of Ben
Oh
Nevis.
yeah, we did too, but not in general,
No,
when you just start running and hiking and whatnot. And to be fair, there wasn't much running.
no.
But there was a lot more running this. We ran in the Brisbane Ranges, and
Yes.
who knew it was so beautiful?
Never been there before.
I mean,
But
I'm sure I have when I was a kid,
hmm,
but
we
I don't
were,
remember.
we knew we were going to Ballarat, so we thought we'd do a long run somewhere different.
Because Lord knows I'm bored of the Dandenongs.
At first, we looked at or I looked at the area between Ballarat and Creswick, and it looked all right, but it was very thin and narrow, and
Thin and narrow. Oh,
as in, yeah, we do like to do a nice loop.
yes. Love a
Uh,
loop.
so I just happened to spot the trails around when I was looking at Strava, which is what I'd quite often use to map out runs.
Which is what you use. Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw the Brisbane Rangers had quite a few trails, so I thought,
And it's
I'd
funny
probably
because
do something there.
Ron mapped out a course, and then later we saw it's an actual
Yeah,
course on all
yeah,
trails.
literally the same thing, but I did
Yeah.
it freehand.
Yes, that's right.
So I actually did um, two courses, and this caused some contention and almost
Consternation.
tears
Yes,
while
nearly.
we were out on the trial because I did two courses. One was 30 and one was about 34 kilometers.
I've been feeling a bit average this week. Just
Yes.
to give it some context,
Yeah.
I've been feeling exhausted, and I think I've just been battling some virus because I remember when we did the Wonderfalls 50K in the middle of it, I said to Ron, I feel like I've got an actual
Yeah.
cold. I don't feel well. And I think I've been fighting something ever since then. So I'm a lot better today. Like this since the weekend, I've actually improved like so much.
Mm.
But on the day, I was feeling a bit shites and hosen.
Yes.
And
We had
Ron made
spoken
two
two
courses, one
courses.
30K, one 34K. And I was pretty darn sure I told Ron, let's do the 30K.
And in hindsight, I actually
Thank you.
remember you saying, let's do the
Thank you.
30K.
Thank you. Because
But
in mid-run, you told me,
yes,
oh no.
when I downloaded the course that we were going to use onto both my phone and Isabel's
Watch.
watch,
Yeah.
I didn't downloaded the 34K run without actually telling
Because at
Isabel.
15Ks, I go to Ron, woohoo, we're halfway. And he goes, yeah, not really. I'm like, what do you mean? Because also we cut off a bit. So I actually thought
Yeah.
we were more than halfway. I thought it was only going to be 29K. I was like, woo, we're over halfway. He goes, it's actually 34K. I'm like, what? I had to stop and
And you had to stop, and then
stomped my foot.
I had to retrieve all your toys from the cot because you had well and truly thrown them
I was
out.
nearly crying. I said, life wasn't worth living. Throw me in the ditch because there was a big ditch nearby. I said, just throw me in there. I said, I've lost the will. I can't go another step further. And Ron was laughing. He thought it was funny, and I was nearly crying. I wasn't angry. I was so despondent. I was like, oh no, I don't want to. That's what I felt like. I
No.
don't want to. Don't make me.
But
Remember those days from when you were a kid?
uh,
Well, no, that was just for every summer holiday we went on. Um, yeah, so I was a little bit
downcast.
yes, I mean it was a beautiful course and and I said that to him, can we come back and do it again when I've actually got some
Mm.
energy and I feel good because it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Like go onto our Strava, have a look, download the GPX and go and do it because it was awesome. The
Yeah.
only bit that was bad was a little bit on the road. Oh my
It was
God.
probably about a kilometer, would you say, or maybe even less?
Maybe less. I'd say
Yeah.
maybe 800 meters, but it felt like 5K because the
Yeah.
cars were going so fast. And then
Oh,
I'm sort of behind Ron, like not directly behind because I don't like to be clipping heels,
yeah.
right? Just in case, if he trips or something and then I splat on the road.
But we're running single
Single
file
file
on the wrong,
towards
yeah,
the traffic.
towards the traffic.
And then I could hear a big truck coming up behind us. I could tell it was noisy.
Mm.
And it came and I could see it was a double trailer. What
Yeah,
is it
double
called?
BW,
Yeah,
B double
whatever.
dump truck.
Was it it wasn't a
Yeah,
dump
it
truck.
was. Yeah,
Whatever. It had two big
yeah,
things.
two big
It was
trailers.
a big semi-trailer. That's the
Yeah,
word I'm looking for.
yeah,
And that was fine. Like I got it. Like that always sounds scary. But
yeah.
then I heard another noise and it sounded faster and stronger. And then this car overtook this fucking semi-trailer onto the wrong side of the road, like
On a
so
bit.
close to us, probably doing 150
Yeah,
k's an hour. And I just screamed like it was
it
completely
was. It
involuntary.
was a V8. It was a really loud
Yeah.
V8. So and he accelerated almost right behind us. So
Yeah,
suddenly,
right where we were.
yeah,
And I screamed. Ron didn't even
it
hear
was
me
so
scream.
loud I didn't hear Isabel scream.
No. And I screamed, like I screamed because I think I didn't even mean to scream. It just popped out of me because
Mm.
I think my body thought I was going to
Yeah.
die. I literally thought I was going to die. And far out, oh my God, even now
Just
just talking about it, my heart's starting to go.
yeah,
Like that was horrible.
yeah, because we weren't expecting it
And
because
it was an asshole to do
we were
that.
on a bend,
It was double
and
white
it was
lines.
double white lines because it was on a bend,
Yeah,
and he like came onto the side of the road that we were. I mean, we were running off
on the shoulder,
on the
but
shoulder,
it
but
wasn't much of a shoulder.
no, it was a
We were
very
right
narrow
next to the white
shoulder.
line.
So he can't have missed us by much
No.
when
And
he,
if car had come the other
yeah,
way, he'd have had no choice but to
yeah,
slam into us, or the other car would have had to
yeah,
slam. Like, and I wouldn't blame the other car if they did it because they wouldn't have had choice.
yeah.
So,
So yeah, it was terrifying.
yeah, it was fucking terrifying.
So
It was,
that was the only downside of the whole run.
yeah, yeah.
But the rest of the run, because we were didn't when you run in somewhere new like that and you develop the course on the computer, you just don't know what
No,
you're going
you
to
don't know
get. You
what
don't
you
know what sort of trials they're
We
going to be.
thought, well, to be fair, I was thinking about the 30K run. I was thinking
Yeah,
that was going to be mainly fire road. But even then, I still kind of thought, oh, it's going to be mainly fire road. This is what happens when we
yeah.
normally plot these courses. But it was a lot of
It
single
was
track and it was
yes,
beautiful,
yeah.
beautiful single track.
And even when it was, more double track, it was still
Yeah,
quite
it
bushy.
was
Like,
beautiful.
yeah,
It was still beautiful. And, that real, goldfields area kind of stuff with, the red soil. But also, there was lots of different, which you kept marveling at,
yeah,
was the different
yeah,
biodiversity. Like different areas would have different things, and it was just like
hmm,
so cool.
yeah.
But
We went.
all of them
We
still had tired Isabel, which sadly didn't get to enjoy
Yeah.
that all properly.
The first, I don't know, what were the 4Ks or
Oh
so?
my God, that was just
5Ks?
some like gorge with
Yeah.
rocks and river, and it was
Hmm.
just
Yeah, and it
beautiful.
was single trail all the way, and it was
Yeah,
just
a
yeah.
really technical single trail.
Hmm.
We actually got a little bit lost. We went off
Yeah.
trail,
Yeah, that's right.
we
Yeah.
got back,
Yeah.
it was really nice. Like and it was what, an hour and 40 minutes to drive there.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
that's right. And that was partly also because we had to do a detour because surprise, surprise, the Westgate Freeway was closed.
Fucking hell. It's a big
because
build.
because the 15-year tunnel
This big
build
bajillion dollar,
uh,
15-year shit tunnel that is totally unnecessary and stupid.
still going.
Yeah.
And yes, so the freeway was closed, so we had to do a bit of a detour. Luckily, it was,
The,
an
the, the
early Saturday
Victorian Labor government thinks that they've got too much money in the coffers,
night.
so they decided they might waste just a smidge more
Yes.
on a fucking useless tunnel. That's which is why they're taxing small business more than 50% people's earnings. Like,
Mm.
so I work probably 7 months of the year just to pay my tax.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, which is probably even more than 7 months a year just to pay tax,
Mm.
literally. Fun times,
Yes.
fun
So
times.
yeah, so just so we can pay for a tunnel that follows the bridge.
Yeah, yeah, that follows the bridge
Uh,
and then spits more cars out
on the
onto the
other side,
same
yeah,
width of freeway.
on the same freeway that's been, over clogged for years.
Yeah, which is an
Yeah.
absolute nightmare anyway. Anyway,
Anyway,
people who are not in Australia are going, God, this is boring.
yeah.
Or if they're not even Victorian, they're
Yeah.
going, God, this is boring. All they do is whinge about that road.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you come and drive it.
Yeah.
So anyway, then we went to oh my
So yeah, the
God.
whole reason we went to Ballarat, as I think we
Alluded
said
to,
in the
yeah, it's the Scottish
last
festival.
podcast, was the Scottish festival was on in Ballarat in a place called Crile Castle.
And which I remember fondly from the 70s, but even then, even in the 70s, I kind of thought it was a bit lame-o and a bit, kitsch.
Hmm.
It was bad. Anyway, but first of all, we were going to the Highland Feast. Let's
Yes.
kind of speed this
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Okay.
People are getting bored.
So the Highland Feast promised a lot.
Oh,
It was,
$120 per person. And
yep.
that did not include alcohol, except, whiskey tastings, which were minuscule.
Yeah.
So that wasn't, it wasn't even a tasting in a glass. It was in a plastic shot glass. And it was like, I'm sure, like not even a thimbleful. But $120 each. So I was expecting a good meal, like a
Yeah.
feast. They said it was going to be a feast, Ron.
I know they did. It was called a feast.
And so, first of all, they said be there at 6. Yep, we
Yep.
were there at the door with everybody else at 6.
In the rain because it
It
was
wasn't
raining.
raining yet. It was
Yeah.
just
Oh, that's right.
freezing.
Yes.
And we were there, what, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
They didn't fucking open the doors at 6. Then they finally opened the door and you had to go into this entryway, which was dark because,
Yeah.
God
'Cause
forbid they should turn on the
had all the
light
lights off.
because that might cost them money. And, let's just say we were probably the youngest people there, right? So these people needed to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we go up some stairs and then we wait in a queue in the rain by this
Yes,
stage.
by that stage, we were still outside
Oh
in a
my
queue,
freaking.
and it was raining.
And we waited in that queue for a good 15 minutes
Yeah,
as well.
because there was
There was
one guy,
one guy on the door
at the door checking everyone's name off
and he was having
one
a
at a
little
time.
trouble with it because it was pen and
Because
paper.
and also it was dark in the doorway, and
Yeah, he couldn't see
he couldn't
shit.
see his list. I don't think.
Oh my God. So we finally got our table, which we were crammed against. And I thought, oh, that's good. We've got a fire near us, but don't worry, we'll come back to that fire.
We were luckily we were right in front of the fire.
Because it was the only fire in the whole fucking
Yeah.
room and there was no insulation because the people who was against the wall near us said it was like having an air conditioner blast on them. Anyway, so then we went, and there was like these menus on the table, but all it was drinks. So I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to know what food we were getting. Anyway, I thought maybe they'll bring something around, maybe they'll tell us, So I said, oh, there's a bit of a queue for drinks. Let's go and get a drink. We were in that queue for a good 15 to 20 minutes because, of course, being the tight asses Crowd Castle are, they only had 2 girls on the bar.
Yes, one
One
was
taking the order and one
mixing the cocktails because they had
tell fucking menu.
they had a very extensive cocktail menu.
Expensive, but then only 2 people serving. And like, oh my God. And I had to ask her twice just for water. They didn't even put water on the tables. Nobody brought water around. I had to beg for water. So we got the water, we got the wine. I said, we're getting a bottle of, we got Prosecco. I said, we're getting a bottle because no way am I queuing again for a drink. And I knew by that stage I would probably need some fortification to get through the night because it was already looking like it was going to be terrible. So anyway, we went and sat down in our squidgy little chairs. And then at some points there were 2 waiters, 2 servers
Yes,
for food.
2
That's
servers
it. That's it. For over 60 people.
Oh well, there was
Well, it said in the booking thing that it was for 60 people, but I don't know how many people were there.
I'm sure there was more than 60 people.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought it would be maybe 80 to 90 people.
Anyway. And you think people's that was 120 per person, and
Yeah.
all they could afford was 2 wait staff. And so they were run off their feet. I don't blame the wait staff, okay? And I certainly wasn't rude to them at all. And they just slapped the soup down, Didn't even tell us what it was. Like, is it a Scottish soup? Is it, whatever? Well, it was very similar to what my mother used to make, except for the lentil, not the lentils, the split peas that
Yeah.
weren't cooked.
Hmm.
They were the hard little, oh, Jesus Christ, lumps. And there was about, you know, so little meat in it, so little meat. Anyway, so we had that. And at first I wasn't going to have much, but then I could see there wasn't going to be much food. So I had a bit more, even though it was cold by that stage. I thought I'd better eat it. Then, they slapped down some little shots of whiskey and we're like, we don't know what to do. And
Yeah.
by the time they got around to explaining it, we both already drunk it because we were like, oh, we should drink it, I guess.
But then they went through
And sniff it. And I'm like, too fucking
oh,
late.
yes, I can sniff the empty
I needed
glass.
something to keep me warm, you know.
Uh,
We're both, mind you, still wearing puffies.
oh,
Everybody was wearing their Dan Andrews Kathmandu puffies. Seriously. And Ron is not a cold person. Like
no.
he heats up really quick. He was wearing the
Oh,
puffy he bought for Canada
yes, I wore my puppy the whole time. I never
the whole
took it off.
time. And that is very
Yeah.
unusual for Ron. Very unusual. Anyway, the woman next to me, she was my soul sister. And she was like, it's fucking cold in here. And I'm like, I'm fucking no. So she went up and asked them to put some wood on it, and she came back. Oh yeah, they said they would. Of course they didn't. And so then later the guy came around and she goes, can you put some wood on the fire? So he stoked it.
He said
Stirred the two twigs around, and the flames came up a little bit. And I'm looking at it going, oh, fuck me. Because I used to have a fire, where I used to live in the Dandenong. So I know how to get a fire going and I know what a fire should look like, especially to heat a room of that size. Anyway, so then they brought out the haggis after doing some stupid thing before it that was just ridiculous, but whatever. And no one, because they had it all sealed up. No one on the
that's
table
right.
knew how to eat a haggis. They didn't know what haggis
They
was. They
didn't.
didn't.
They
They're
they
like,
just put the haggis down in the middle of the table, and
and
everyone
everyone
just looked at it and was like,
and I'm like,
"That's what
okay, here what
we
you
do."
do. And so I got the knife, I cut it open, I spooned it out and said, this is what you do. And I explained what it was because I was trying to put them off it so I could eat it all. Uh, and then, so everyone ate it. And our table actually ate it all. A lot of the tables didn't even
No,
eat it all.
the table next to us was cut open, but it was almost
Yeah,
full when
yeah,
when they
yeah.
took
I'm
it
like,
away.
I'll have that. Anyway, so then the haggis, that was pretty nice, to be fair.
Yeah.
A little bit peppery, but anyway. And then we had another whiskey tasting. This time we knew to wait a bit longer till Christmas, essentially. Then they brought out the meat
The
platter,
feast.
the feast. It was a dry chicken, and you got four. There was one slice of meat each. And they were little
Yeah.
sizes, like
Uh,
not even as big as the palm of my hand, a woman's hand. Like it was smaller than that, and it was kind of dry too. Like if you didn't have the gravy, you'd have been choking it down.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, and then there was potato, and then there was with a side of mashed potato and
That's
peas that were as hard and cold as if we just picked them off the vine.
uh, and corn on the cob,
And corn on, they're very Scottish.
which no one ate.
No, no one ate.
That was, I think, still full when they
Yeah, yeah.
eventually took.
Well, no, the woman opposite me, she did it, but she cut the
Oh,
corn off
oh,
because
okay.
I said, I don't want to eat corn because I hate getting it stuck in my teeth.
Yeah.
Anyway, throughout this phase, the woman asked again for the guy to put some wood on it, on the fire. So he went and he put some wood on, and I saw, and he put one pissy
He
little log on.
went out the back, like out a door which was behind us,
Mm.
and got one piece of wood,
What?
came in and
He
put
basically
it on
had
the
to
fire.
restart the fire because there was like no embers left. And I'm like, it's freezing in here. And I'm just like, I was getting real snart and real shitty by this stage. So I said, I said, did he get those from the toilets? I thought he'd come from the men's toilets. And Ron goes, no, it's out there. So I went out there and there was stacks and stacks and stacks of wood. So I loaded up my arms, bringing all this wood in, and I got the fire roaring.
Yeah.
And then, of course, what happened was people from all the other tables came and stood in front of it and blocked the heat, and we still had no
Still
heat.
so cold because everyone was obviously so cold. They came and stood in front of the fire.
Cricket, I finally got the fire roaring, and everyone on my table was like, all happy. Oh, good, we can be warm. And then everyone came and stood in front of it, like 6 people, and blocked every bit of heat.
Uh,
And I was like, oh. Anyway, and then dessert came up. Oh my God. And that was meant to be clootie pudding, which is a traditional Scottish pudding with custard. The custard was cold and had gone hard. Look, as a child, I used to love cold custard, but not when it's meant to be warm, and especially not when you're freezing to death. And the clootie pudding was nearly cold, but that's also probably because they only had two wait staff.
yeah. by the time, and I think the pudding might have come to us last. So I
Yeah,
think,
yeah. But
but
it was cold, and there's
yeah,
enough cold dessert when you know warm pudding. It's like having a sticky date pudding cold with cold hard
yeah,
custard. You know, you want the custard runny, so it's like a sticky date pudding cold and everything cold, and it just,
mm,
you know. So, so I said to the woman, "I'm emailing. I'm going to ask for a refund." Which I have done. I went onto their website and I filled out the form and sent that off. And unsurprisingly, 2 days later, no one's replied. So I've emailed them again, quoting Australian consumer law. And I'm betting I won't hear from them there either. So I shall go on and do a nice little Google review. If you're bored at all, go and have a look at Google reviews on Cryle Castle maybe in about a few days' time, and you'll know whether or not they got back to me. So yes, and
yes,
then of course the Highland Festival was the next day.
yeah. So it was, yeah. So we went home, or went back, and
Yeah, we didn't
to
go home
where we
yet.
were
Yeah,
staying.
yeah,
And then the next morning we got up and we went for a 10K run, which
yeah.
was
Quite
nice. It
nice.
was,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Once
um,
again, you mapped out a course. So you did
yeah,
not know where it was going to go. It was actually really nice along bike
yeah.
paths, and it was quite hilly. Like for 10K, it was like
We,
125 meters
yeah, I
climbing.
think I got about 130
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
end.
So
Yeah,
it was quite hilly, and
mm,
it started to rain towards the end, but that was okay. And
yeah.
yeah, it was nice. So we did that, and then we went to the Highland Festival.
The Highland Festival at Cryle Castle, which was basically the regular Cryle Castle with a couple of
Scottish things. Not really.
with a couple of clan
They said there was going to be all
stand
clan stands, all the different clans. I was thinking, oh, that'll be good to go to the Ross clans. There were like four of them.
four of them. Yeah, that's
Like
right.
there was like four different clans.
They're in like this little courtyard thing, which was
Muddy.
just
This
completely
poor
covered in
guy's
mud and
got his
puddles.
beautiful dress shoes on with his kilt and he's in the mud. And I'm like, oh, enjoy the mud. And he's like, I know.
The car park when we got in when we tried to go
Oh my
try to
God.
park, um,
We nearly
we
slid off down
we
the
had
hill.
we had to go. I had to try and reverse into a parking spot. At first, I just tried it in two-wheel drive, and I didn't move anywhere. So then I put my car in four-wheel drive,
And you just slid.
and which it has four-wheel drive, but just still road tires. And all I did was slide sideways.
Yep.
I
So
didn't
I
actually
said,
go
we'll
backwards.
park
I went
somewhere else.
sideways. So I had to
Yeah.
reassess where I was parking and try and find.
So anyway, so yes, and so when we got there, there was actually the piping band did come out, and that was nice. I haven't even posted that. I should have.
Yeah,
But basically, it was just standard Cryle Castle.
yeah.
Lamo, I mean, kitsch and lamo and kind of cool because of what I remember from being a kid. But there was very little Highland. There was one Highland food store, one
Yeah.
stall, I should say. And we did get I got a haggis and blood pudding sausage.
And
Vegan,
chicken.
vegan.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't think you could be Scottish and
no,
vegan.
no, not traditionally.
Not traditionally.
And luckily, we went there when we
Just
did
before they
because
ran out.
literally as we went and ate, and as we were walking back past up directly after we'd eaten
They'd
our
run out
food,
of
they
everything.
pretty much run out of everything.
Yeah, I think all they had was onion to put in the rolls. Yeah, and I mean like one Scottish food store. There should
Yeah,
have been a bajillion. All the other food stores were just the traditional ones,
yeah,
like Crow Castle has. You know, you can go and get chips and whatever.
yeah.
And I did see later in Crow Castle stories because I was like, where was the fucking Highland dancing? And there was some Highland dancing on that little stage where that woman
Oh,
was
right.
talking, but it was on the stage was in the middle of this mud pit, so you
Yeah.
couldn't go and watch very easily. And when I was watching it, it was only like three girls doing some
Oh,
Highland
okay.
dancing. It was like, you know, like I said, I've been to the Highland Games when they used to be in Ringwood, and it was awesome,
Hmm.
you know, and it did not cost, 40 odd bucks to get in. Because, of course, you've got to remember, we paid 120 bucks each to go to the dinner, $44 each to go to the Highland Festival, the
Yeah.
underwhelming. And so, yeah, so, I mean, it was something to do for the
It was.
weekend.
We weren't sitting at home.
No, we weren't sitting at home.
So.
Though part of me kind of wished we were, and I wore my kilt.
Yes, you did. Yep,
Um,
you're
my
hunting
Ross hunting
tartan.
kilt, but yes, so
Mm.
yeah, no, no, no,
It was.
and no, unfortunately, because I saw Crow Castle on Facebook, and that's where I booked through, I think, or something, I don't know. But no, all I keep getting is bloody Crow Castle updates, and it said you're a top fan. I'm like, no, I'm a fucking top fan.
Don't you do
I
it
am
to me.
not. I'm like no, no. So yes, so
Yes.
it was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my God.
No.
Oh, so I mean, I didn't ask for a refund for the Highland Festival because I just thought, well, but at least the meal,
Yeah.
at least the meal. So we shall see. Mm.
Yeah.
I don't like my chances because
No.
I'm tipping they probably got a few of those. I'm hoping they did because
Yeah.
it was actually disgraceful.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad. It was so expensive. And like some people had kids there, they were $80 each. Like
Yeah.
that was terrible food and so cold. Everybody was in massive puffies.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was
Like I
terrible.
said, the people sitting next to the wall, the cold was radiating off the wall.
Yes, she said it was like having an air
Yeah.
conditioner next to her.
Yeah.
So that would have been miserable,
Mm.
miserable. So yeah, I mean, anyway, so that was that.
Yeah. That was that. So,
So note to everybody, don't go to Crowell Castle. I mean, which is a pity because I was really hopeful, thinking, oh, it's going to be great. And Crowell Castle, what a great spot to
yeah.
have a Highland
Yeah.
Festival. But it was
No.
so bad, like so bad.
Yeah. They just um like I think it was
Tight
just
asses, they're tight
yeah, it
asses,
was just a
basically.
way to get people in the door.
And make money, make a
Yeah.
shitload of money, and because that dinner that would have cost them $10 each per
Yeah.
person. Um, it was terrible. I've never experienced such a bad meal at such an exorbitant price. Like we paid 240 for the dinner, and I got the bottle of champagne for 40 to $50.
Yeah.
So we paid $300 essentially for a
And
terrible
what we
meal.
essentially got was what you would have got if you went to the local pub and ordered a senior's roast.
Yeah, and I reckon the seniors roast would be better.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
seniors roast you pay probably $15 for,
Yeah.
which what do you expect?
Yeah.
I'll let you know once I'm a senior what it's like.
Yeah.
Um,
Next year?
yeah, shut up. No. Next week. No. So yeah, no, you're right. It was like that, only 10 times
Yeah.
worse than a senior's meal. Not that
Yeah.
not that I've ever had one, but I've seen them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just so disappointing because I was really looking forward to it, like really looking forward to it. You know, we don't do a lot of exciting things and definitely not expensive things. The most expensive things we do is my races.
Yeah.
So, it was like a treat to ourselves and it was shit. It
Yeah.
was really, really disappointing. So,
Yeah.
Crowell Castle, get your act together because that was terrible and that was false advertising,
It
just
was.
saying.
Yeah.
Not like what you get with peak
No.
endurance coaching.
And
Like
what
with us, you get bloody good coaching,
you
and
do?
I advertise us as good coaching because it is bloody good
Yeah.
coaching.
We deliver what we
I
promise.
believe in service, in really good service. That's
Yeah.
what I believe in, and what peak endurance coaching believes in. Alrighty, so
So
let's actually get onto the
speaking of peak
podcast.
endurance coaching.
No, it's all about us. Everybody wants to hear awesome stories.
So what are we talking about this week?
We are talking about building endurance, okay? So, building endurance, not just for ultras, but you need to build endurance to run 5Ks essentially,
Yeah.
for 10Ks and marathons and
If you want to
everything.
do it at your best.
Yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
do it at your best. But you really need, for ultras, you need a big base. Like you can't get away with doing an ultra with doing 20 to 30 kilometers a week. Like you just can't. Not if you want to actually have I won't say enjoyable experience because I would never say that an ultra is enjoyable, but a semi-enjoyable. I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain it. It's not, I mean, I love doing ultras, but I wouldn't call it enjoyable. It has enjoyable moments. What is it? What would you call it?
I would say that the satisfaction
Yeah,
of
if you
doing something well.
doing something well, yeah. If
Yeah.
you want to get that kind of of doing well, knowing that you've worked hard, you've done your best, you've left it out there on the course, and you didn't leave it out there on the course because you were so unfit, but you left it out there on the course because you pushed yourself to your limits,
Yeah.
right? So, but building that kind of endurance isn't a quick fix. You can't go, I'm doing 20 to 30 Ks a week and I'm going to sign up for this 100K in 3 months
Yeah.
and expect to have a satisfying day,
Yeah.
right?
You knock out 2 weeks of hard training, get yourself injured,
Yeah, that's right.
and then don't train until the last week before
And then you do a reverse taper.
that.
Yeah, so it's a long game of physiology, psychology, and the magic word consistency.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Oh my God.
I wasn't reading, and then all of a sudden
How are we
you
a
threw it to me,
team?
and I couldn't
That's
think
right,
of how
because I
we
thought it was
were.
so obvious. Like, seriously, we're not like Starsky and Hutch, no.
No, we're not. We're more like the two Ronnies.
Laurel and Hardy. Who are the other? Do you remember? Do you remember who were those two women ones? My mum used to love watching that. I've forgotten them.
The
And
two.
one of them was quite dorky looking. Two women sort of, they used to bust crimes. I can't remember.
Oh,
Sandra, remember, please. What was it?
Cagney and Lacey?
Yes, Cagney and
Yeah.
Lacey. Yes, my mum used to love that one.
No, I can't say I've ever
So
really
I used
watched
to
it.
like it. I think my mum liked it because it showed strong women, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Sandra, I bet you did know. She knows
Thanks,
everything.
Sandra.
Yeah. All right. So basically, your aerobic base is your foundation. And aerobic base is basically your aerobic capacity and it underpins every ultra. So, aerobic capacity is essentially your body's ability to take in oxygen, deliver it through your bloodstream, and use it efficiently in your muscles to produce energy during exercise. And the only way you develop that efficiency is by, you guessed it,
Training.
thank you. See,
Consistency.
do it.
Yes.
Same.
Yes.
All right. When you run at an easy, sustainable pace, your body relies primarily on the aerobic energy system. Aerobic meaning with oxygen. Anaerobic means without oxygen. And that does not mean that when you're anaerobic, you're not breathing. It means it's not supplying oxygen within your body, right? It doesn't mean you hold your breath while doing your intervals, right? Okay. So this system uses oxygen, like I said, to help break down carbohydrates, which is why carbohydrates are super important for runners or any endurance athlete, to be fair. And fats, yes, it does break down some fats, but that's more or less energy efficient to create energy. The stronger, pardon me, your aerobic capacity, the more efficient you are at using oxygen and the longer and faster you can run without fatiguing. And don't we all want that? And yet people poo poo easy runs.
Yeah.
So think of it as building the engine. Every easy run, long run, because long runs you shouldn't be racing. Yes, I do sometimes give athletes and so do you workouts within their long
Yeah.
runs, but in general, most 80% of your long runs will be just at fun pace. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to call it fun pace. And fun pace is not, see, but that's the thing. Some people find it fun pushing it hard. So
Yeah.
conversational pace.
Yeah.
Every easy run, long run, and aerobic workout helps strengthen your heart, lungs, and muscles at a cellular level. So we're talking the mitochondria. And you increase the number of mitochondria, the tiny power plants in your muscles, and you expand your network of capillaries, which deliver oxygen to those muscles. Over time, this means you can sustain harder efforts for longer without tipping into exhaustion. So you can't actually do the harder efforts unless you have this base
Hmm.
because you literally don't have the fitness to do it. You don't have the mitochondria, you don't have the capillaries, and you can maybe do it's like seeing those kids who sprint off the start line and die 5 seconds later because they can sprint, sure, but they just can't hold it because they don't have that base of fitness.
We watched a great
Oh my
video
God, that was
just the other day. It was a 5 kilometer race.
Goran, yeah, in
Yes,
Norway.
in
Yeah.
Norway. It was a 5K race and
They started
he
off, they were
took
doing
off.
like 3 minute
Yeah,
pace.
like he was going hard, and this little,
This little
I don't
blonde
know, like
kid.
a seven or
Oh, he looked, yeah, 8 or 9
eight or
maybe.
9 year old was in the lead
He
in
was
the
in the
race,
lead
doing
sprinting.
like 3 minute Ks.
Oh, it was gold. It was, and Goran's doing the voiceover going, I don't know how he's doing. Oh my God, I can't get beaten by a kid.
Needless to say, he went hard for about 300 meters and then
Died on his ass.
I
Yeah.
think he
So
probably.
if you want to be like that, sure, don't do your easy runs and just focus on doing your intervals because that's literally what you're going to be
Yeah,
like. Anyway, look up Goran. He does
yeah.
some great videos and he does a lot of, the trails in Norway and it's just
Oh
stunning,
gosh,
isn't it?
just
Stunning.
he really knows how to capture
Yeah.
like stunning trails, and
Yeah.
he does some unusual stuff
He
too.
does unusual stuff. It's really fun to watch.
So yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, well, that was a little
yes,
segue there.
yeah,
So for ultra runners, aerobic capacity is the foundation. You don't win races or even finish them with speed alone. You
mm,
do it with a massive aerobic base that's been built patiently, kilometer by kilometer, year after year, not week after week, not even month after month, year after year. It's why I kept banging on about with Ultra Adelaide how I was able to just jump into a race, after a 5 week holiday of doing diddly squat and no speed work,
yeah, and
or
no
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 quality
and
session
no
whatsoever.
no 100 miler specific
No
training.
structured training, no nothing longer than 30K,
Yeah,
35K, and even then that was a bit of a walk
yeah,
because I've got the years and years, and people go, "Oh, I just don't have time." Well, I mean, ultra running, it's a game of patience. You can't just expect to do a marathon this year and 100 miler next year and 200 miler 6 months later. I mean, you maybe can, but you probably will quit running after
that's
that.
right. Yeah,
Like I've been in this game. for nearly 20 years, like 19 years. So, you know, I'm leading by example. Use me as an example. This is what happens when you are patient. Okay. And, there's plenty of time. Even now, I've still got a good 20 years of running
That's
ahead
right.
of me.
And
Run.
you
What?
know,
What run?
yeah,
What?
yeah. Um, when you're in your 30s or even 40s, the people go, oh, but I've got to get it. I want to
Got
do
to do it
this.
all
I
now.
want to do that. I want to do that. You don't need to. The more patient you are, the more time you have.
I was actually listening to a podcast this morning about this woman, 62 years old. She's been running for years since, she was in her 20s. She's still doing 100 milers. And she said that when she was 61, that was the fittest she ever felt.
Mm.
Now,
Yep.
how cool is that? Right? So, yeah,
The
that's,
faster you try and cram everything in, the more you have to cram everything in because you're going to burn yourself out.
yeah, yeah.
If you're
And then you're going
patient,
to be injured, and then you're going to be back behind square one.
yeah.
And yeah,
If you're patient,
but
then
just
you're
enjoy
gonna,
the journey.
yeah, then you're just gonna, you're gonna enjoy it more for starters,
Yeah.
and you're going to enjoy more of it.
Yes, that's right. Like I've
So
been enjoying running for 20 years. Okay, maybe
enjoying, okay, that's
I wouldn't
a little
call.
bit different to what you were saying last week.
I know. I hate running. I'm taking up knitting. Oh, I say that nearly every week, don't
Yes,
I?
you do.
No, I don't really. I love running, except when I'm feeling shit. Right. So next up, after building that aerobic capacity, what's the next thing that we have to do when don't stay, I'm
Sorry.
leading to you. Oh my God, we're the worst team ever.
Sorry.
What do you need to do next to build endurance, Ron?
The progressive overload. So that is adding gradual stress applied to muscles, heart, and lungs.
And did you hear the word progressive? It doesn't mean going from your 20, 30K weeks to 100K weeks,
Yeah.
right? It's going from 20 to 30K weeks to 30 to 40
Hmm.
and slowly building that up to 40 to 50, building that up from, and then having your cutback weeks and your adaptation weeks,
Yes.
and that sort of stuff. So, you've got to do that progressively. You don't just go, right, I'm training for a 100 mile and now every weekend I am going to do back-to-back runs, 40 and 30Ks kind
Yeah.
of thing. That's too much. Like even our athletes, they only do that within their training block for about a month, maybe three to
Yeah.
4 weeks, because it's tiring. And also, you know, your family hates you after a little
That's
while.
right.
Like, well, they'd hate you if they knew who you were,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So,
right. They
they're like, who's that disheveled, smelly person? You
what
know,
wandering in and falling into the
and eating all
couch
the food
and
and
eating all the food and
leaving an
being
shaped
really grumpy.
bend in the cage. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So, you don't, A, there's no need to, and B, you don't want to because it just wrecks your life.
Yeah.
So you don't need to do back-to-back runs all the time. You just need to do it for strategically to get you to your peak.
Yeah.
But that's what you get coaching for so that you do the right things. Right, you have to scroll a bit because the microphone's
Oh.
right in the way for me. Yes, I put it in a dock this time. Did you need it bigger? Because you are struggling a bit, aren't you?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. So next, oh,
Oh, there you go.
sorry, I went a bit too. Oh, that's huge, mungus. All right, so adaptation occurs over time, which I was banging on about before.
Mhm.
The body needs months and years, not weeks, to fully adapt, and that's why a training block can be 4 months, but only if you've got the base behind you.
Yeah.
If you haven't trained for any like 100Ks, then you probably need a full year just to train for that 100Ks. But if you've got a really strong base of training for 100Ks in you, then you only need a 4 month
Yeah.
training block, right? But most people don't have that. So you've really got to build a huge base and it takes time. But it
That's
means then eventually you can sort of jump into races. You won't necessarily be at your peak, but you can jump into races any old time. You still need to peak, and that requires specific training, adaptations and changes. But I've certainly got myself strong enough that and fit enough that I could jump into a race tomorrow. If Ron said, "Oh, I've entered you in this miler, let's go do it tomorrow," I could do it. I
yeah.
probably wouldn't want to at this moment. I'm a bit tired, but I could do it. I could do it. Like
That's right.
it would be fine.
And that's the difference, you have been doing, I mean, your Ks are down lately, but
Yeah, because of this tiredness.
100 plus Ks, and when I say plus, I mean 100 to 120, 130 Ks
Yeah, I mean, I've been
per
up to
week.
140, 150 before, but
Yep.
not at the moment. Oh,
But for a long time now, it's dropped in recent times where you're at maybe 90, 80, 90.
yeah, I'm more like that now.
Um,
Just tired, just
but
tired.
at any time you could go, you know,
But I've still got that 100 plus
yes,
pace in me.
that's
I
right.
mean, I won't
And
keep it forever, but I'm not in this forever. Like I think I've just been battling since the Wonderfuls. I've been battling something,
mm,
whatever it is, and it's just hanging on like grim death. So, but I've heard a lot of people who've had this, whatever it is, that it just hangs around and
yeah,
hangs around and hangs around. So I'm just being patient. I'm just cutting everything back. I'm cutting back on yoga. I'm cutting back on strength work. We're only doing 2 sessions a week instead of three. My kilometers are right down, and I'm just trying to like there was a
yeah,
week there where I just slept in every day,
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
I?
that's right. Yeah.
You know, um, and that didn't help. So when I'll just get back into my normal routine because otherwise it's so hard. But you got this is the listening to your body part, but essentially your body takes a long time to adapt. And I'm not just talking even fitness, but the tendon and ligament strength required to do these
Mm.
kind of kilometers. It's a big adaptation for the body. The body does adapt, but you need to give it time. It's a human body. It's not like, you can just code it and it changes instantly, you know?
That's right. If you uh, raise your kilometers really quickly, you'll get 2 or 3 weeks where everything will hurt and everything will hurt, and that's your body going,
Too
telling
much.
you it's too much. This is too much. And if you keep that up, you start to injure yourself.
Yeah, you'll break down, essentially.
So
Yeah.
the ideal, if you're at 30 to 40 kilometers per week and you want to do 100 Ks, you need to start raising your kilometers
Slowly, like a year
so
ahead. Yeah.
like 3 or 4 kilometers a week
Hmm.
um,
Maybe not that little bit. Yeah.
to start with.
Yeah.
And then as you get more and more Ks, you can actually raise it by more and more because your body's getting stronger and
But you
stronger as
don't
it
just
goes.
keep doing that,
There comes a
obviously.
limit, yes,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
and everyone has a different limit. Like,
Yes, that's right. And
you
that's
know,
where you've got to, once again, learn to listen to the
yeah,
body.
my max has always been
80 to
100.
90.
No, I mean max
Hmm.
has been 100 to 110.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't sustain that for very long.
No.
Whereas your
No. So I
max,
used to, I used to do 130 Ks a week.
yeah,
I did that for years.
yeah, that's right.
Years and years and years and years.
But my sweet spot is around 80 to 90.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, endurance is not all about physiology. There is more to it, the art of endurance.
And this is where Isabel's been really working out a lot lately.
Mental
Mental
fortitude.
fortitude. She's been it's
Are
required a
you being
lot of
sarcastic?
no, no,
Oh,
I'm saying for
yeah.
you to keep running in recent times has
Oh,
taken a lot of mental
because
fortitude.
it's just been not fun.
Yeah.
It's because I've been so exhausted. And the thing is, I could just stop running, but I know that's not going to help. I actually feel better just getting outside and getting the blood moving. I remember, it's a very German thing. My mum would say if ever she was sick, I've got to get out and get the blood pumping. And she would go out, even though she's sick, walking laps of the oval. And, it's a Germanic concept of getting the blood pumping to get yourself better. And I have to say, I still do ascribe to that a bit.
Yeah.
So, I like to get out and keep moving. Like I said, I've just reduced kilometers and, to me, I feel like I'm doing hardly anything. Okay. Um, so, it's that mental fortitude of knowing when to hold them and knowing when to
Yeah.
fold them.
Yeah, that's right. And
Okay.
also knowing that, the run is feeling terrible, but you're not injuring yourself and
Yeah.
you're
You're not
doing
making
yourself
myself worse.
damage.
So you just slow down.
Yeah, that's right. So, although nothing, nothing would help make you happier than to just stop,
Yes.
but knowing that that's not going to help.
No, no, because actually I
So,
think moving is good for you.
yeah, because, yeah, like I say, you knew you weren't injuring yourself, you weren't making
Yeah,
yourself any
that's
worse.
right.
You just didn't want to be there.
Yeah. Which is kind of
Yeah,
how I felt. But I felt that about a lot of things at the moment. I'm
yeah.
just, I don't know. Yeah, but I am starting to feel a lot better.
Mm.
And so hopefully, I feel like I've turned the corner
Yeah.
with whatever it is. I can feel it almost lifting like a weight off me.
Hmm.
I don't know how to explain it. And Ron asked me earlier, was it like the chronic fatigue I used to have? Like it was different because chronic fatigue, my bones were tired. Like I don't know how to explain it, but they would hurt from fatigue. Whereas it isn't that. but it is feeling that same lifting feeling, the same as when I had chronic fatigue, that I can feel it lifting off me and I'm feeling like, oh, there's hope again.
Yeah.
Like, I was starting to feel quite depressed, I said to you, didn't I? Like
Yeah.
really depressed because that tiredness and that feeling shit is depressing. It's just
Yeah.
depressing. And that's why I said to Ron, I don't know if I'm tired because I'm depressed or I'm depressed because I'm tired because they suddenly feel the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's kept mental fortitude for me to keep plugging forward and not just curl up in a ball on the bed, right? And just keep moving on, one foot in front of the other, like an ultra. And you've got to see endurance as problem solving and resilience training, and that's what that is. You've got to be resilient. If the first sign of difficulty comes up and oh, that's it, I'm done, you're going to struggle in endurance events.
That's right. That, as you've always said, running a miler
It's like
is
life.
is an exercise in solving problems.
Yeah, it is. It is a massive. It's just one problem after another.
Yeah.
This too shall pass, and then another one will come up.
Yeah.
And mental strength grows from small, consistent wins in training. So I feel better about myself for having just kept plugging away. I know I'm not making myself sicker. I'm not telling people who are sick to keep pushing through. You know your own body. This is the disclaimer. We're not going to be responsible for
Yeah.
people, whatever. But sometimes you know your own body, whether it's right to keep pushing through. But you also can make yourself stronger by running in bad weather, training when motivation dips. Like for me, part of it was not just the tiredness, but also I just couldn't be asked half the time. So I just keep, because I know I'm going to be asked again one day, and I don't want to have lost all my fitness by the
Yeah.
time that happened.
Yeah.
And running in bad weather, as shit as it is, it actually makes you tougher. And what are you going to do if there's bad weather in the race anyway? Like
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
what else is part of the ultra art of ultra?
Patience and consistency.
That's what we've been saying. Patience, my worst feature.
Yes, patience. Something you could
Oh my
really do
shit.
with learning.
Yes.
Consistency, you're great at. Patience, not so much.
But they are intertwined. I am
Yeah.
patient with, well, I'm kind of patient with training. Like I know it takes a long time, but I have to force myself to know
Yeah.
that.
Isabel turns into a not an impatient monster when she gets behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah, that's because everyone's an idiot and everyone drives too slow. I don't care what the speed limit is.
But when it comes to running, you're very
I'm
patient.
very patient. Car driving, no. Oh my God, people drive me insane. Even Ron, I'm like, you should have gone then. You should have gone. We had time. And he's like, no. I'm like, yes, we did. We're now going to be 1 minute late.
Yeah. Yeah. You're looking at the classic backseat driver.
Never. I'm in the seat next to you.
That's why Isabel's at her best when she's asleep in the cab.
Thank you. It's just there's so many morons on the road.
Yeah, but I'm one of them, so
I know you are. You are. But that's because you barrack for Richmond. We've
yeah, that's right.
established that.
We've already established.
Richmond supporters tend to drive worse than everyone else.
Yes, whenever
I have noticed. It's a
whenever
theme.
whenever we see a Richmond driver on
I'm
the
like,
road
watch
doing
out!
something,
Keep away from there.
she's very quick to point out that they're Richmond supporters.
Yeah, they're all bad drivers.
It's with a sticker.
Yeah, it does. There's something about that sticker or number plate, of which you have one, which I bought
Yes.
for you,
Yeah.
which seems to suddenly decrease your ability to drive.
So,
Right.
yes. So you need to practice the art of showing up when you at least
Over
you really
years.
don't want to. Yeah, over years.
Not
That's
just
it.
peaking for one event and going, right, I've done that. Now I'm going to have 6 months rest and then I'll do it again.
Yeah, then I'll sign up for another race and go, oh shit, I need to actually train.
Oh, shit, can I get ready in 3 months? Yeah. Yeah.
If you can train consistently while you're not signed up for a race,
Yeah,
it makes
that's
bringing yourself up for a race
and that's
10
true
times easier.
resilience and that's
Yeah.
true mental fortitude. And you have to embrace setbacks as part of the process because runners get injured. We were talking about that today, weren't we? How hard on the body running is. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like I said to run all these niggles, oh, it's because I'm 50. And then I went, hang on, when I was in my 30s, I had constant
Yeah.
niggles too. So like, who am I kidding? It's running.
When you run for an hour every day, or generalizing, but run for an hour every day, that's
You
an
increase
hour
your
of
chances.
non-stop pounding
Pounding, yeah.
on your body
Yeah.
for a full hour, and that is hard.
And I mean, proper coaching can reduce the chances of injury by building you up properly and gradually. That's why it's important not to jump from 20 to 30 kilometers a week up to 100. But, there is no guarantee of
Running is still
no
running.
injury. Running is still running.
Yeah.
And having coaching will greatly lessen the chances of getting injured. But the thing is, not only is running, but everybody is so, even though we've all got all the same bones and whatnot, they're all put together a little bit differently.
Mm.
Like my is put together so that my leg kicks out to the side. So I always have issues on that leg on that side, you know. That's
Mm.
not a training problem. That's a my bone. And I could work on my form and I tried to. That just led to more injuries because it was actually about how my bones are positioned. And you can't change your bones position by doing form training, right?
Mm.
Your bones are how your bones are. And so I've just learned to not worry about it and just run like that and not be embarrassed about it much. And but you know, you've got to understand that niggles can happen, injuries can happen. Stupid things like me going to yoga and doing a stretch wrong and my foot pushed on my kneecap, which tore my meniscus. You know, things happen, but you have to embrace that as part of the process. One night, you know, I got up and walked into the wall, broke my little toe. That was 6 weeks before my 24-hour track race. I still did the track race, still did all my training. It was just fucking painful. But, you know, it's part of the process. So they weren't even running injuries, but they were injuries that affected my running. So you've just got to learn that, okay, it's not the end of the world. It's a broken toe, brace it. You know, that toe is still bigger. It bent, it healed bent, obviously, because it's really got a huge lump on it now. But, you know, that's just my toe now. And so the setbacks happen. Move on. Problem solve. Once
Yeah.
again, problem solve.
Mm. Yep.
So individualization. No two ultra athletes' journeys look the same. Like honestly, you know, and just because I did 130 kilometers a week and that was when I was training for marathons, not even
Yeah.
ultras. And to be fair, when I went to ultras, didn't increase.
No, no, you were still doing that.
I was doing about, you know,
Yeah.
130. Sometimes on my big weeks, I might get up to, because of the length of my long run,
Yeah.
140, 150 Ks. But essentially, ultras, marathons, same case, right? I am just a workhorse. I like big kilometers and my body responds well to that. But some people like
Yeah.
you would get injured if you went
Yeah.
regularly over 100 Ks
Yeah.
a week,
That's right.
right? So Ron's different. Doesn't make me better.
Was that crickets I heard there?
It doesn't make me better that I do more kilometers. It just makes me different,
Yeah.
right? And so that's fine. That's fine. Although in saying that, I think from miler you would need to do some weeks over 100 Ks, you know,
Yeah.
probably 3 or 4 weeks. But you're never going to have to find out if that would work for you because you don't have to do it,
No.
right? So we've got we with peak endurance coaching, we balance those scientific principles with the athlete's lifestyle because you know you got kids, whatever, work, whatever, their goals and their mindset. So that's a big part of it is an athlete's mindset. And I can tell, you know, when I do my onboarding calls with athletes, you know, getting to know them, I can tell pretty well straight away someone's mindset, you know, and problem solving abilities. Having had teaching as my background, you know, I get to learn people really quick. I'm really good at doing that because that was my job for, you know, 20 odd years.
Mm.
So it's, you know, and we want to help people, you know, overcome their limiting self beliefs and also, you know, improve their mindset, not just for running, but for life. And, you know, and I, like I said last weekend, when I got this lovely athlete email saying how much I've helped and helped with
Mm.
everything. And I said, this is what I do it for. It's not just about the running, it's about helping people.
It's a
And
lifestyle. Running is a
and it
lifestyle.
is part of your life.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, when it's a big part of your life, it affects the other aspects of
Yeah.
your life. So if it's going well, then you go well.
Mm.
So also coaching is the interplay between science, which is the physiology, and it's an art, coaching intuition, you know, how I can pick up on mindsets, how you just kind of know things with
Yeah.
athletes, don't
Yeah.
you?
You do.
You
You
do. And so that's what you don't get with cookie cutter plans or chat GPT plans is you don't get the intuition that it's irreplaceable that
yeah.
you know so and basically we coach athletes who want the best coaching, the best,
Yeah.
because that's what we are.
Yeah.
We provide the best coaching, the best support, you know, communication and all of that. But just remember, in spite of it being the best coaching, we cannot make you ready for a 100 miler in 2 months off 20 to 30K
No.
weeks, right?
No.
True ultra endurance is built slowly with purpose, just like hiking
Yeah.
with purpose and patience. All right. So, what are the main takeaways, Ron?
you need to build your aerobic base.
Mhm.
That's the first thing you need to
Yeah.
do because you know,
It's like trying to
any
put a house up without foundation.
yes, any kind of long run just takes an aerobic base to be able to finish the
Mm,
distance.
mm, mm. Yep. What's next?
And you need to apply a progressive overload carefully. So build up over time, not just go 20 Ks this week, 40 Ks next week, 60
100
Ks a
Ks the
week.
next week,
Yeah,
get injured, do no Ks, then go back to 50 Ks.
yeah.
Yes.
It needs to be a consistent build up
Hmm.
to, full training the several weeks before the race.
Several weeks, months. Yes.
Well, I mean, leading up to the race.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Uh, and you need to train your mind as much as your body because
And it's not just thinking positive thoughts, right?
no, it's dealing with issues. It's dealing with what essentially it can be a painful sport,
Yeah, it can be.
especially ultra running. You're going to get pain at
Yeah.
some point, and you need to be able to deal with it by
Yeah.
not giving up.
Yeah, that's right. Like you think about it was funny. I was at school the other day and the EIS basketball, which is, the advanced basketball teams, they had a sort of a competition and the guy said the losers have to do sprints or whatever. And so the losing team had to do all these sprints and I'm sitting there going, ha ha, your sport's punishment is my sport. Because the kids are like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, that's my sport.
Yeah, that's right.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Only do that for another 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway. All right, so we really want you to focus on the long game of endurance. Stop looking for hacks. I mean, the internet and social media is full of hacks. And, if you do this hack, you can build fitness. And if you do this hack, you can, but you can't hack endurance. You just can't. The human body is not built that way. And you
Uh,
can't just go, oh, I used to run a lot 10 years ago, so she'll be right. No.
no, the internet's full of people telling you you can run an ultra in 1 month's training. They never tell you that you can also get really injured trying to run
And also,
an
what could
ultra
be
in one
more
month's training.
miserable than running a 100 mile with no training? Like, it's
Yeah,
hard enough. It's fucking hard enough when you've trained.
yeah.
It would be, I don't know, because I've never not trained properly for anything. So I can't imagine how miserable it would be because it's hard enough.
Yeah,
And we do it because we want it to be hard. But seriously, do we want to make it harder?
yeah, it's
Like,
already hard.
seriously, come on.
Yeah.
No. Alrighty, so if you enjoyed this pod, what should they do, Ron?
They should like and subscribe
And leave a
and
review.
leave a
And a
review.
5-star rating is the golden,
Yeah,
echelon that
yeah.
we should go for.
Hmm.
Follow us on I can't speak, socials at Peak Endurance Coaching on Insta,
Yep.
which is where I'm most active. I'm on Facebook, but I don't think people really see it. Um, okay, now I just wanted to tell you about a few things. It is currently, what's the date? It's the
The
5th
fifth, yes.
of September. And next week on Wednesday, 10th of September, 7 p.m., I've got my spot and fix your blind spots workshop. So this is where we go through your training and we have a look and what things are you missing, basically. What are you not noticing? And it's often a case of you don't know what you don't know. So it'll be live with me. I'm not recording it, okay? So if you want to attend, you have to attend. I'm not recording it and sending it out. So free coaching with me, essentially, for about an hour, where I'll help you with your training. We'll get you with a week. I know a week doesn't sound like a lot, but you can use that to then adapt and continue on with, okay? And that will help you. A week's training, like what it should look like for you. I'll have examples and I'll give you your own little template and that sort of stuff. And I'll give you a checklist for finding your blind spots. And I'll be there also for Q&A, like any questions you've got. All right. So, and it's free, like literally not a cent. So go to my website and there's a page for that. And you get on there and you register. And I would love to see you. The more, the merrier. And are you going to join us too?
Yes, I'll be there. Yep,
Awesome.
I'll be there.
Yep, he'll be there.
I don't know what I'll be offering, but I'll be there.
You'll be offering the
I'll
blind spots.
support. Yeah. I'll offer a few examples of what blind spots are.
Now, listen, also, if you're not ready for the full-on commitment for coaching, which some people aren't, and maybe to get a bit of a taster even for coaching. I've got a performance reset, which is a 4-week reset for those not ready for the full coaching commitment. I've also got a page for that on the website. Go and check it out. It's where I go through. I basically help you more to find where your training isn't working for you. I do a bit of an analysis of your training and I give you a reset program to get you back on track, get you back consistent, and get you back into your training mode and confident that you can move forward. That, of course, is not free because you get to go on the V.app. So you get to see what it's like to be one of our fully coached athletes. But it's the bargain basement price of only $147 for the month. And I don't give you an actual strength work on the app because that's what I give athletes, but I will give you guidance with that, with some videos and those sorts of things aside from that. And of course, if you decide from that you love coaching with Peak Endurance Coaching, and quite frankly, why wouldn't you? That 147 will come off your first block of training. So that will go straight towards your coaching. Can't get better than
Sounds
that, can
great.
you?
Sounds
Like
fantastic.
honestly,
I
and
might sign up for that.
you get free coaching, you do mine.
Okay. I get free coaching because I just do whatever Isabel
Yeah,
does.
that's right. And basically, peak endurance coaching is not just what I do, right? It's not like there's so many coaches out there, so many cowboys, and I've seen them because I've had athletes come from other coaches and I've seen them. They're just giving workouts that they do. And quite frankly, there's no structure to it. And I'm sometimes horrified at what I see, to be perfectly honest.
Yes, we have seen some doozies in
Oh my
recent times.
word. Like seriously, it's frightening what's out there. So just know that with peak endurance coaching, you get high quality, highly certified, highly experienced. I mean, how many coaches have represented Australia 3 times, been to Barclay 3 times, won 6-foot track in like a time that's still highly competitive today, like still. Um, Done, sub 3 hour marathon, sub 40-minute 10K, sub 19-minute 5K. Yeah. I was going to say 3K, I'm not thinking that's shit. Or not shit, like, but, I wouldn't be, so anyway, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm getting all confuddled here. So I have a lot of experience in every distance, but I also have the scientific knowledge and the research to back it up. So you know that you are getting quality. So like I said, go check out the performance reset. Sign up for that. Gives you a taste at a bargain basement price. And then if you decide, like I said, if you decide you want to keep going, that comes off your coaching. And for now, also, when you're there looking at the performance reset, book in for the free workshop. Like honestly, it's free.
It's free. It's
And
not even taxpayer funded. It is free.
we're back to that old chestnut. Now, listen, also, I have been in touch with, or Forging Iron, a new supplement brand, has been in touch with me. I was going to have the packet here to show.
Oh,
They do creatine, and everyone knows I'm massive on creatine, not just because of its ability to help you physically, and women really need it too, but it's great for your mental capacity. That's why I take it for the physicality of it, but I take it because I'm really scared of dementia and those sorts of things. Not that it runs in my family, but that's just one of my fears
yeah.
personally. And creatine is really good at helping to avoid that. So, and it's vegan, believe it or
Believe it or
not.
not, yeah, it's vegan creatine.
It's German source, so that makes it obviously a lot better. Me being half German and
Yeah.
all, I will say that. So essentially, you can get a discount, basically, is what I'm trying to say. If you go to Forging Iron and use the code PEAK10, he gave it to me in all capitals for Peak. I don't know if it's capital sensitive or whatever, but just put it in capitals, just to be sure, to be
Yeah.
sure, to be sure. PEAK10 at Forging Iron when you order your creatine. Every athlete should be taking creatine. I think everybody should be taking creatine, quite frankly, once you're over the age of 20 to 30, basically. It's that good. You don't take
No, I
it,
don't take it. No,
but he doesn't take
I don't
anything.
take anything.
He doesn't even take my advice.
No. I listen to it and then I ignore it.
I know, far out. Honestly, like, does my head in. But whatever. And I'm sitting there popping pills and, taking my collagen and my creatine and my vitamins and magnesium and going for my massages and
And
stretching,
I,
yoga.
I just rock up and do
And yeah, and people, can I tell you, you should see the way he hobbles. It is frightening. We were in Denmark with Kat and
You mean Belgium?
Belgium, yeah, that
I
one.
was gonna say, I haven't been to Denmark.
What fucking geography. Belgium. I
Belgium,
was just
yes.
making sure you were
Yeah,
listening.
okay.
And you got up to go to the bathroom, and she was like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
You looked like you should have been using a Zimmer frame."
To be fair, we had been driving for in the last 2 days. We'd driven for about
I know, but was I walking like
15
that?
minutes. No,
No.
but my body had formed the shape of the seat, and when I stood up, it was still
Can
in the
I
shape of the
say,
seat.
every evening when we get up to get ready for bed,
God,
you do that
the cracks,
same
the cracks and the pops and the.
thing. Is you're younger than me.
I
So
know.
can you not see? Oh, a package.
Oh.
Oh, that's my protein powder. There it is. There we go. Thank you. um,
Speaking of,
yes. See? um, anyway, where were we? Yeah. So you, I mean,
yeah,
you were younger than me. Okay, 2 years, but still, like I do not hobble. Like it looks so painful. It looks real. I got what you're going. Oh, it was
oh,
like watching
jeez.
that guy do squats at the gym the other day. He did ass to grass, and like
Yes,
literally his ass touched the ground.
big
I felt
squats.
my knees break when he did it. I nearly vomited
We
watching
were
him
talking
do it.
about it. We were half expecting his shin bones to pop out of his
Oh
legs
my
and hit the
God.
wall.
So painful. He squatted and he got right down and his legs, like his bum was touching his heels.
Yeah.
Oh, my knees. Like seriously, I actually felt nauseous watching him. But
Yeah.
yeah, my knees aren't that good. But like seriously, you need to anyway, get
Anyways,
your creatine, go to Forging Iron, get peak, use the code peak10, get 10% off. I like I said, I'm just a big believer in creatine. I think everybody should be taking it. I really, really do. Alrighty, and on that note,
yes.
thank you. Yes, go to the website, check out I also have free resources, meaning no cost. But definitely come to the Blind Spots workshop, 7 o'clock Wednesday night. Um, and maybe
See you
give
there.
Performance Reset a crack.
Yeah.
And there will be more updates next week. What are we talking about next week, Ron?
Oh,
You wouldn't
geez,
have,
I don't know. We
no,
no idea.
no, neither me. Don't worry.
No, we'll figure it out.
Anyway, tomorrow we're doing a 40K road
Road
run.
run, yes. We're going along with the mixing it up
Yes.
theme,
So
and
Nikki
so
said to me, "Do you want to go for a run?" And I went, "What are you doing?" She goes, 40Ks on the road. And I went, okay. So that's what we're
so
doing.
yes, we're
We're
joining
being
with
sociable,
yes, we're joining with some friends, and we're going to do 40Ks around
this area.
Boronia, Ferntree Gully,
Yep.
Bayswater, Scoresby, the whole area.
Yep, yep. And I did say to her, I haven't been feeling the best, I'm not super speedy at the moment. She goes, that's all right. It's just going to be, easy pace, easy. And then we're going to go for a coffee at Lorna afterwards.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
And yeah, so, it'll be a bit of fun to do
Yeah.
something different. It's going to be 19 degrees
Could be a
tomorrow. It's going to be
lovely day.
crackerjack day.
Yep.
So yeah, let's
Hmm.
let's LFG, let's fucking
Yeah.
go.
All right.
That's the latest saying on Instagram if you're one of the
Can't.
cool hip kids like
It's
me.
not like me.
Like,
On that note, let's go.
yeah, let's
All right.
fucking go. Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.